goodness. Hello. I don't know. There was just something about the how well timed this was. All right, so welcome everyone. Welcome to Drakenmemoria. And what is Drakenmemoria? You may want to know. Well, it's a group of people playing Dungeons and Dragons. I know we had a weird start today, but I promise we're gonna play Dungeons and Dragons. It's not about weird timing and just that. And we're back on the crackling fire of the. Okay, I thought I paused everything. Here we go. So sorry for the distraction. I thought that my music was on repeat. Apparently, it was not. So, how do you... There we go. I think that's gonna work. Alright, so... As I was saying, welcome to Drakenmemoria. For those of you who did not want to watch Dungeons and Dragons tonight, well, sorry, we've already started, and this is what we plan on doing for a long while. So either you gain a taste for it, or you go find another channel. For everyone else who is actually glad to be here, or actually just wanted to be here, welcome. It's a pleasure to have you among us. Whether you are new or returning from a past session and saying, well, you know, they're not so bad. Doesn't matter, we're glad to have you here. So, I hope you're comfortable. I hope you have something to drink, to eat, that your bladder is empty, that your bowels are empty. If not, well, you don't have a camera actually, so you can just get up and take your pad or your phone and do your business and we won't know about it.
Unless you link us to your OnlyFans.
Even then, I'm not gonna stream it, so you're safe.
We will watch it on stream.
We will, but I won't show it to anyone else.
Live OnlyFans reactions.
How can you know if you're actually watching? All you hear is, oh.
Impressive.
I haven't seen that in a while. All right.
Well, that might be true for a lot of people. I mean, like, people have been locked inside for like a year and a half now.
Well, even then, you know. Now, because everyone is locked inside since a year and closing into 2 years, you might have seen things about your roommates, parents, children that you did not know actually happened in your house, apartment, backyard. So sorry for that. Well, unless you really wanted to, but...
What are we talking about? Let's move on.
Special things that you can see during a pandemic. Alright, so... As our mechanical warrior, or our arcane warrior, or as I've had at least fun calling them inside the campaign, arcane intelligence. Yes, I know. I'm just playing with words. Let's start this session for tonight. And hey, if you are logged in on Twitch, say hi. It's always fun to know who's there, know where you're from. Just know you're there. It's always fun. It's reassuring, you know that we're not actually just doing this for the internet itself, but people watching. So it's always fun. It's always good. No, really? Okay. Well, maybe later you feel like sharing a hello. Alright, so I guess that's about everything we had to talk about before we start. As always, there's probably going to be Chaotic Calling joining us later. maybe someone's gonna say hello from there. And
Got one.
Yeah, we got.
oh, mine is a bit late. All right, so it's gonna appear at one point. Well, welcome. It's a pleasure to have you with us. All right. As I was saying, yeah, Chaotic Calling most likely will be raiding us later on. You'll probably be able to talk with them once they're there. In about half an hour, 45 minutes. And the music you were hearing when we started, ambient sound, is from a website. Both of them you can find below the window. For the music and sounds, you can actually find some there or make some. And it's free. And it's royalty free also. Except for downloading them. That's when you actually have to pay. But you can build them. You can find some for your stream. It's kind of interesting if you have the patience. And that's it. All right. I think this is everything we needed to share with everyone. Let's get started. Oh, and yeah, that's right. We have one of our player actually finally got his art for his character, Jorg. We can see it a bit behind, but I've also added it to the overlay right in the middle of it. Now you can actually see what his character looks like. And yes, for now, it is only a puppy that he has, but eventually it really is going to be a dog that's going to be that big. And it's not imagination. It really is a very large breed of dog. But hey, now you know what Jorg roughly looks like.
Just had to feed him. Just gotta feed him his beneful every day.
Yeah. And please, remember, it's a dog. They
He
don't...
goes in dog.
Yeah, no, but it's... I was just gonna say, please, it's a dog. They're not vegetarian. They're carnivore. Give them meat.
Omnivore.
Well, yeah, technically, but... Their diet is mostly carnivore. But they can eat everything, you know. I'm just saying this because I've learned not so long ago that someone actually wanted to make a vegan dog.
Yeah, I've heard about that.
Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah. You can imagine that it did not go well for the dog.
Also heard of vegan cats and unfortunately vegan babies, which confused me. Anyway,
Yeah.
That.
Wow.
Yes, think about it for a moment. And while you're thinking about this and the weird image that it's going to conjure you in your mind, we're going to start our session for today. So, last episode, you continued on your way in the mountains toward the monastery where Cathan, the dearly departed priest of the group, well, following the group, wanted to bring you because the priest at the monastery had sent a message through a sending spell asking for help. They were apparently under siege. They needed supplies, food, medical supply also. So, she had taken the rest of the group with her to go there along with a caravan. The group encountered a few problems, lost people on the way, including Caitlin herself. But they're adventurers, hardened adventurers, so they wept. Well, from the inside for some. But they kept on going. They actually managed to survive an ambush from orcs. Well, it wasn't an intentional ambush, but nevertheless, it ended up being an ambush. But they survived it, kept on going, found a strange new friend. of draconic origin, but not dragonborn origin. It decided to repay a favor done by sparing a member of his family in the previous village just before the ambush. And it gave a little bit of advice to the party about another ambush, which would have waited for them, but also the promise of riches somewhere in there if they wanted to take this on. But the challenge would be difficult, as it is a thieves' den. So, most likely a lot of rogues in there. Or they can simply avoid this really hard fight waiting for them and keep on going to the monastery, where they would have to spend one night outside, but at least they would not have to worry about a ambush, which would definitely outnumber them at least 3-1. So they all decided to take a moment to rest before going. Taking residence in an abandoned inn of the abandoned town that they were in. And I believe we ended the last session just as Fisher magically sealed the inn with the help of a lever that he had been given by gnomes for testing. I believe we ended just as the caravan was starting to hand out dinner. So, Jorg, audience, Fisher, and Remy, what are you doing? That many things. Intriguing. If there's nothing you actually want to do, that's all right. You can just tell me and we'll skip to the next most likely perception roll, as someone is most likely going to want to take watch.
George.
Yeah, I think I would just feed Terry, and then let him out of the box if he wants to be. And then spend some time jotting some notes down about what the specifics of what we testing the different gnomish things,
All right.
both the explosive and the lever, and then yeah, that's about it. See if there's a discernible amount more writing.
All right. The first thing I'd like to know, the slab of wood that you gave Terry, how large are they?
I was thinking like just a little smaller than one of the walls,
Okay.
so that like it can fit in there without getting stuck.
All right. So it's basically an additional wall. Okay. All right. So, yeah. Well, that's easy enough. As soon as everyone is being handed some variation of a meal, you open the box, you look at the inside, make a perception roll. Since everything is written very small, maybe you won't see a difference.
This is suspicious. I did that a lot last game. I got another 17 on the die.
All right.
Which I rolled like 4 of last game. I mean, I like it.
Maybe it's your new
but
lucky number.
Yeah. Use this one from now on. And
I-
can roll like trash. That would be, sorry, dirty 20, 20, no, 19, 21 with Terranad.
Okay. So you look attentively inside, and since you already know a bit what you're looking for, you carefully look, and you do notice that there is a little bit of new writing. It's hard to tell how big an entry is and what it represents and how long each is, but you definitely find additional lines in there. Maybe the equivalent of a good 15 new lines. Like I said, it's extremely hard for you to figure this out because everything is just little dots,
Very small.
and lines, and within 19 and 21, I'd say you do feel like there is a slight resemblance in the way that it's made to stars. Sort of like a when you look at a representation of a star sometime, how children will draw them or how people will artistically draw them, a dot, and then sometime they will make a line that goes thinner and thinner. Just you see several of these weird dots and lines, simple dots, larger dots, a line that looks a bit like shooting stars. But you also see different area where everything becomes so much more complex. It feels like you're watching constellations. It's sort of like looking at Asian writings. Sometimes it looks very simple, and then sometimes it looks extremely complex. Those that are very simple are usually just dots with lines, lines placed in different places, and those that are very intricate feel like constellations.
Remy, can I borrow your magnifying glass? Do you have one? I feel like you pulled one out last time to look at this.
I mean, wait, did I actually pull out a magnifying glass, or did
I don't know.
really
I
just
might be completely making that up.
I don't remember being asked to do that, but
Well, if you have a Okay, so everything interrupted. I thought that I lost the connection. So maybe you didn't do this last time, but if you have a magnifying glass, I mean, you've been traveling for a month and a half together, so he probably has seen it once.
just kind of like cocks his head, just pulls one out of his coat, like.
Yeah, I'm gonna try something. If I could borrow it, I won't break it.
Puts it in your hand. Glass instantly cracks.
Yeah. Can I, with that helping me, can I start trying to just like transcribe what Terry's written onto my, like, into larger font? Basically, like just copy it with the pen and paper I have.
Meanwhile, the Kenku walks off in another direction and finds something else to do.
Well, actually, I
This is
was.
gonna take a while. I don't want to burden you, Ramy.
Of course, you don't want to burden Raimi, especially since he would be so much better at this than you. So
He's got to sleep.
yeah, sure. That's the best explanation. All right. So
Actually, yeah. You know what? It's probably because it is at night, and he just walks back over to a rock that he found and tries to smash it.
Yeah.
That's probably why you think he's busy.
all right. So just so that you know, Remy,
No idea what he's doing, but it seems important. So
you feel like you're almost there. Maybe just a couple more days, and you think you're getting the hang of it. You've been managed to push some vibration in the blade, but not enough to actually cause damage. But it feels like you're getting there. Maybe just 1 or 2 more days of practice, and you think you're gonna get some result. All right, so Fisher, you take the magnifying glass and you start looking at this. Again, with the roll that you made to see everything you have to see, you did notice one set of writing that is not on the walls. One set of writing is on the floor, right next to the joint where the wall and the floor would be. And you did notice that there is each and every symbol there is different. There's no repetition.
So maybe like an alphabet.
Maybe. The problem is that you don't know if it's letters, complex
Or
letters, numbers. So, but you do find this little place where everything is written like this. So, it's going to take a while. You need the magnifying glass, as this has been written by a creature that is only a few inches long, and it's written so that he can perceive it. So it takes a while. Maybe just writing this down is going to take maybe a good 20, maybe 30 minutes. Just the different sequence that is on the floor. And then if you want to start writing up everything that is written on the walls, that is going to take you several hours.
Once I stop with what I'm hoping is some sort of alphabet or key, how accurate does it look?
Let's see. Intelligence trait, history, arcana, investigation.
Investigation sounds right.
Yeah, because it's mostly observation, really up close, and trying to make an investigation roll.
That's more like it. Yes. 13.
You're not sure. You think that it's mostly accurate, but because of the difference in size compared to you and Terry, there are some of them that you are not sure if they were supposed to be large characters or if they were supposed to be divided. And this is actually one character and one character, but from your point of view, they were so close to one another. Maybe it's supposed to be one character. It mostly looks alright from your point of view, but there are several moments where you're just not sure.
Well then, I will, last thing I will do, I'm not going to keep going, because
Okay.
if I am going to, as small as I possibly can, write on a little corner of a piece of paper, "Hello, I'm Fisher." And then, like a common alphabet, and then tear it off and put it in the box.
Okay. So you're writing this on a small piece of paper using normal ink?
Yeah.
Okay.
And thus unto Moses, God granted him 10 commandments.
So you write this on a piece of paper and piece of parchment and tear it up. Put it in front of Terry, and he was just looking at you for a while, and then suddenly when you do this, he just cocks his highest section a bit on one side, a bit on the other side. Then he goes closer, and then he looks at you.
And then I will tap the piece of paper I just gave him, and then tap the what I assume is an alphabet or something, the section that he wrote.
Okay.
Relatively, or not gonna pound it, but
Mm-hmm.
hard enough, because I think I remember Amy saying something about, or maybe it wasn't, but he's blind, but he might be able to see with something like tremor sense.
Tremor sense and most likely blind sense. One thing that you do know about both of these sight, their range usually is not that far.
Mm-hmm.
So there's one thing that you have to keep in mind. Terry's field of vision with blind sight is large enough for him to see stars.
Mm-hmm. That's weird. We'll have to figure that out. Doesn't make any sense.
I mean, look, some people have 20/20 vision. Some people have
20,000
10 billion.
20 vision.
Yeah.
It takes a moment because when you tap on the wall of the box that he's in, he immediately turns in that direction. And then for a moment, you see him just watch your finger. And then he goes close to the wall and turns a bit, cock on one side, cock on the other side, and then looks at you for a moment. Then looks at the paper for a moment. And he looks back at you for a moment. You sort of see a little bit of tension in his body. Nothing that would suggest fear. More like someone that's doing this. He stares at the paper for maybe a good 20 minutes.
Mm.
Then you see him go to a corner of his box and just go You see a little bit of acid fall down from his mouth, and you see the little ball of acid go up in the air, and then copy what you've drawn on the piece of paper.
Does it look like he's able to read it? I mean, not like understand, read it, but like able to see the characters correctly.
It's not 100% accurate. You do get the feeling that there's something he managed to perceive with the ink, but every line is so much thinner, and there are some gaps in the line. So you get the feeling that, yeah, he can perceive something of what you've written, but not everything. However, as you're pondering this, you hear coming from the box, and you see him look at you. You don't know where it came from in the box.
I will. That's weird. I guess copy. Just do the same thing on. Just do it on like the edge of the box.
He gets closer to where you just tapped and tries to look at where you tapped, but he's not tall enough. He stretches as far as he can. So he takes a moment, and then you hear a duplicate of what you just did. You don't know where it's coming from, but you hear again impact on the side that mirrors what you just did.
This is, yeah. Interesting. I am going to. Yeah, I'll have to come up with something. It's going to take longer than literally spitballing right now.
Yeah, because while you're doing this, for jargon audience, all they see is you going and an answer going.
I like to think that this is just their equivalent of peekaboo.
Mm-hmm.
Knock, knock. Knock, knock.
Yeah. Because I don't, it'd be super hard to get into off the top of my head right now. In game, I would like to start attempting to develop a sort of Morse code with him. About basic things, because I can't do like words or letters because we don't share a language, but like stuff for like if he wants to get the box open, like if he wants me to open the box, or if he's hungry, or if he likes something, or if he doesn't like something, or
Okay. So basically something like you show him a piece of dried fruit and you do...
yeah,
and
something like that.
You open and close, you open the box and you do things like that. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, well, as odd as it may look for everyone else, because Fisher starts building up this dictionary of things by just knocking on the box or table, and then hearing an answer from nowhere, apparently. Probably, Remy, you'd figure this out after a while if you start listening, because you have Mage Hand that is invisible. So you know that it's possible to do something like that. Mage Hand isn't strong, but it's still capable of pushing and lifting up to 5 pounds. You have to admit that 5 pounds of pressure done suddenly somewhere will sounds like...
Oh, it could do twice that, but yeah. 10 pounds is its limit.
Oh, 10 pounds, sorry. So you'd probably end up understanding how this is happening, especially if you come and look and there's nothing happening, but you can hear it. And also you've seen it. You've seen Terry manipulate something with his mind the day before, I believe. So it's a good 1 hour long of...
I mean, look, Remy really has no place to judge, considering...
He's been doing that to a rock over in the corner this whole time.
Well, I'm thinking more just like life. Like the sheer amount of noise he's had to make on top of learning Thieves' Cant, which is just its own language of different minute movements and noises and gestures. Just Ravi has no place to judge anybody for creating a language.
All right. At one point, you probably start feeling like Terry is building the language faster than you are, because you're still at just going tapping once, food, tapping twice, open the box, thrice, closing the box, and then suddenly you see him stop. You see one of the slab of wood that you gave him just fall. You see him regurgitate a little bit of acid, push it very evenly on top of it, and then you start hearing knocking, scratching, a variation of it in depth, in strength of signal, sometimes hard taps, small taps, really ear-wrenching scratch followed by small scratch. He is just completely blown up. You get the feeling that he is building a dictionary, improvisation style.
Yeah. I both hoped this would happen and was afraid this was going to happen at the same time.
He did invent a language in 10 days. So
yeah.
After a long session of just and then looking at you, you get the feeling that he gets that, oh, that's too fast.
Real quickly, I will look up after he finishes whatever all that was. I will look up, is Raimi nearby? Is he sitting there watching?
Well, immediately after hearing it, you see Raimi looking at his at his dagger and being disappointed that it didn't come from his dagger. So,
so it doesn't seem like he was paying attention.
Well, from what I was told, he seems to be very busy trying to figure this cantrip.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. I guess I will attempt to start learning it through the night, but good luck me.
The student has become the teacher. Literally.
Although in this situation, was the teacher ever the teacher?
Mm-hmm.
So now you are pretty convinced that creature is more intelligent than any creature you've ever encountered before.
Mm-hmm.
Even the elves, with all of their knowledge and patience, you've never heard of an elf creating a language in 35 minutes.
So I drank a weird potion and shout out Super Einstein. That's a worm.
Maybe. He still only has 10 days of knowledge. Well,
Yeah. The other thing I will do is I will ask Terranad how much, if any, of this language, of all that, is he picking up?
all right. Well, he says, you've asked me to configure the crystals inside of me for perception, and not investigating anything, not trying to understand arcane elements. I'm mostly reliant on your ability to understand this right now.
Mm-hmm.
It
know-
does feel like it's learning extremely fast.
I know you are able to help me with some languages.
Yeah.
Would you be able to, if I was able to, or attempt to focus you on it, would you be able to learn another?
That's an interesting question. I've never tried to learn another language. Maybe. Why don't we try and focus on a language he could perceive?
That's kind of what I was trying, because I knew he could sense vibrations on something. That's
Yes.
what I was trying with the tapping more than sound, but
Yes, but most of the language that we know relies on assembling sounds to understand it. The proof is you always speak with a single tone of voice and your friend always understand you. Don't we have a few languages which are more vibrant?
how... I mean, you're talking about more of a tonal language, where the tone you make changes the
Yeah.
meaning of what you're saying, but I'm not sure how that would translate to, or, I mean, I guess that's what Terry here is trying to do with different noises, which I guess to it, I mean, do I know if he could hear?
Well, if he
Or is he just blind or blind and deaf?
well, he can perceive sound. So he
Okay.
doesn't have ears like you, but
Mm-hmm. Yeah, why do you have a different idea?
well, I don't know. We do have two languages that use a variation of different sounds. We have the language of your people, and we have the primordial language. I would imagine that a
Mhm.
earthly version of a primordial language would sound more like rumbling stones, grinding rocks,
Mm-hmm.
and that language of yours. I mean, of your kind.
Yes,
Also,
the one of others of my kind that I myself cannot speak without your help.
yeah, well, it also uses a lot of.
Kind of thought about that.
I don't know if he'd be able to understand them, but he did invent a
Mhm.
language in half an hour.
Yeah, fair enough. Construct is it sounds like lots of like metal sounds, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Twisting metal, grinding metal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Then I will. I'll probably save it for the morning. But because I can't. He's on Celestial right now, so wouldn't be able to do that until the morning when I can change him.
Well,
But
Celestial is a very melodic language. You could always try it.
mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess I'll try that. And then, if that works or doesn't work, I was thinking of trying to find just like a small sheet of metal that would fit in the box, and then try and construct and seeing if he would be able to replicate the sounds with the sheet of metal. But that's if Celestial doesn't work, so.
Well, you have to keep in mind that whatever is going to happen, you're using a language that you know against a language that he doesn't know, and hoping that
Yeah.
he can learn it fast enough for you to speak with him next day.
I mean, yeah, that's maybe a lot, but he seems really smart, so we'll try it out, see what happens.
All right.
It's like, look, I'm just need to, this child is gonna make me an atom bomb. It'll work fine.
Or, no, I don't know.
Is that cold fusion?
Actually, I think I'm gonna hold off on the Celestial because that might just confuse him. So,
Okay.
yeah, I'll wait until the next day and see if I could get from one of the caravan members maybe just a small, thin sheet of metal that would be pliable.
All right.
You should teach the gnomes its language, and then have it teach the gnomes its knowledge.
It doesn't know anything. It's just super smart.
Then just use it as a calculator.
That's a dangerous idea.
I mean, horses can do math, so why not Terry?
Everything is dangerous when you involve gnomes.
Exactly.
Oh, it can calculate trajectory between worlds. Interesting.
Yeah, that's what I'll be doing.
All right. So for the night and for the current needs, you simply give him a very simple dictionary of words.
Mm-hmm.
Food, open box, close box. I don't like it.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Next day, somehow he's learned Spanish.
All right.
Yeah, and then the next day I will switch Terranad to investigation and construct.
All right. So, meanwhile, audience and Jorg. Audience, I saw you smiling at a few occasions. Is there something that you'd like to add to everything that's happened, or it was?
No, audience is tonight. Audience is not doing anything tonight. He doesn't have anything to do.
So it was just a grin
Yeah.
because you were thinking about Amiali and stuff like this.
No, I was just amused.
You were remembering how she pulverized some of the wolf priests, and yeah. All right. All right. Jorg, anything you'd like to do for that night after seeing all of this percussion?
Percussion.
Yeah.
Hey, probably just watch that for a bit and then go to bed.
Then watch it becoming more and more complex and more complex and more complex, and then suddenly having sounds that you're not really sure how that was produced.
Yeah, good luck sleeping.
Yeah, Jorg's glad he can just cast a spell and talk to animals and not have to worry about all that.
Yeah, but that didn't work with on Terry because it's not a beast.
No.
All right.
Yeah, he doesn't talk to non-beast things.
But it's still a creature. You can deduce a few things about his anatomy and how some things can influence it. It's basically the same thing as a nature check. You're trying to understand a weird animal.
That's a good point.
Yeah. All right, so
Man.
in that case, you spend the rest of the evening trying to teach your puppy how to fetch plants without destroying them.
That's tough.
There's a little bit of grass growing there. Fetch it. Give it to me. No, don't swallow it.
Shakes it, throws up a dirt.
Alright. So, the evening goes well like this. Jorg spends time with his puppy. Remy spends time learning how to shatter things by striking at them. Fisher has a drum solo with Terry. And an audience. Well, he's doing exactly what Sam is doing right now. He eats and is content. I was trying to figure out another way to say this, but alright. Alright, so anyone want to have a turn guarding the place, or are you feeling confident enough with the protection the lever gives you and the magical warning that Remy placed.
It's fine.
Nothing bad's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Fisher's been constantly knocking on wood. You can't jinx it.
I mean, unless Fisher needs some time to not be on watch. Short trusts him to go catatonic.
So after listening to a mean drum solo, you just, alright, it's good, it's good.
Basically.
Well, look, how else are they going to get enough practice in before the school festival? They got to beat Class B.
Yeah. Alright. So, you all go to sleep. Fisher, you just fall into your sentry mode, watching over Terry. At one point, you do see it go back to his writing on his walls. There's always this little moment of awkwardness when he regurgitate a little bit of acid, and it feels like watching a cat barf out a ball of hair, but it's a little glob of acid that comes out, and then you see a little bit of it go up, and he starts etching things on the wall.
I will make a note of where he starts,
Okay.
because I want to have Remy read it in the morning.
All right. Well, since I usually write this after the after the
Yeah.
stream,
But really just because of Fisher's knowledge of Remy's limitations, let's say, in that department. Really just to get a vibe of how Terry thought trying to make a language went.
well, he does seem to have quite a lot to write because he spends a lot of time adding stuff to his wall. Of course, for you, it's just looking at he's adding half an inch of writing, but you look at it from his perspective. Oh, all right, it's a few paragraphs of writing he's adding. Okay.
I mean, he has a lot of time. I mean, like he's been locked in his house for 10 days and hasn't been able to really leave much.
Did he say he
Why
likes
haven't-
it in there?
Why haven't you written a book yet?
Well, if you're asking Remy, then Remy, the answer is he doesn't talk about if he likes it, but he does says that he feels safe in it. There's something reassuring about it. Although he is sad, and you will understand why this sadness come, that his first small realm was destroyed. Of course, it's from Terry's perspective.
Uh-huh.
But yeah. So, and Remy, you when you read this, when you finish reading the document that I gave you, you are going to understand why he is so scared of you, because his version of the nightmarish night brought by a god, you're the center villain in this. So
I guess I can't wait to imagine the like Raimi being the Machiavellian trickster villain.
Remy wouldn't have any other word after reading this than say, in his mind, I caused the apocalypse. So, you've never witnessed destruction on the scale that this poor slug has. And you're at the center of it.
Now the real question is, how does it compare to audience's experience?
You have to ask him. Alright, so as the day ends and you're all falling asleep one after the other, audience, you have a moment that you're very familiar with, where you place yourself comfortable and, you know, dwarven food, it's filling, it's nice. And then he suddenly just, you look around and you're alone. It's calm. You're in a large field. And you hear, coming from behind you, a very familiar voice. The voice of your god. I see you have met a few interesting people since the last time we met. In person, at least.
I'll turn back. I'll say, yes, I have, although I do not know the particular individual you speak of.
More than one. You have vanquished a priest of another god. That always results in that god losing just a little fragment of his own abilities and transferring it to the god who sponsored this fight. That was small but pleasant to receive.
Glad I could provide it.
And then I can feel it in your mind. You've met other attempts at creating better versions of the Dragonborn. Of course, always failures. But nonetheless, that is the first time you meet them.
I have, although the one I met did not seem to be at least a failure in his fighting ability, for he was quite powerful.
Oh, success is not necessarily measured by the raw ability of a single species. It is also measured by the balance of it. Kobolds have greater blood than yours, but alone they can't do a thing. They're just cannon fodder.
I do not disagree with that.
I've always enjoyed this expression. Cannon fodder.
But what about the one I met? What would you call it? What is it?
Another attempt at changing the balance. Trying to improve on something that is already all that it can be. Power was increased, but you have to admit, he was a bit contemplative. Probably prone to procrastination.
I did not speak with him enough to get to, or know him long enough to figure that out, but I will take your word for it.
though there are many variants. More than one god have tried to improve on this. In their eyes, they believed that I failed.
Well, so far I do not believe you have failed, as Dragonborn are still here and are definitely the most dominant of all the at least attempts.
Yes. Although I have to admit, one other attempt keeps trying to challenge this. You have met one within the group of people that followed you for a while. The one with the frosted heritage. Calling himself a tempered. As if being tempered was a quality. When you temper a sword, you favor some elements of it and diminishes other. You favor resistance for frailty. That God didn't understand this trade-off.
What have you brought me here for, besides to tell me about these creations?
You wanted to know about a god who might have a problem with me. Enough to accept a champion to try and challenge you.
Yes, I did.
Caravan.
Kareth Varen. I have not heard of either him or her.
No.
Ex-girlfriend.
No, I would imagine not. It's trying to stay hidden. Too small to be of a real threat. But it is hungry for more. And it knows of this little fact that defeating the champion of another god simply transfers some of the power of the other god onto another one. It is jealous of me, jealous of my achievement, of all that I created.
Well,
Right now,
it seems that he already has a champion as well.
yes. Right now, it is not much of a problem, but it is ambitious. He may try to go for other smaller gods. The champion of other gods to increase its own power, and so the power that this god can give it. Give her that champion. Making its god stronger, it will grow stronger. And when they try to steal the fragment of power that I have granted you,
Alright. Well, I will keep my eye out. And obviously I shall not be defeated.
yes, I believe in your abilities, champion. Then
I have defeated their champion once, I will do so again.
yes, keep training, grow stronger, and you will defeat it the next time. maybe try and do the same next time. Defeat her for good.
I will keep that in mind.
And you see his head slowly recede toward the beginning of a forest that was just behind you. And then you just wake up with that.
Alright. Well, I have a name. Go.
Alright. So, the rest of the night goes without problem. You easily fall back asleep. Add a log in the fire. Go back to sleep. And then wake up in the morning. Everything seems to be alright. Fisher is still doing whatever Fisher does when he is just watching the night. And then slowly, Jor, Remy, everyone gets up. And the day starts. The day starts with a little bit of rain outside, and immediately you find yourself hearing from one of the defenders of the caravan going, "It's gonna get worse during the day." He turns toward the caravan master and, "So, what do you think we should do? I mean, it's never pleasant walking in rain, but it's like walking undercover. Usually, you get less of what you don't want under the rain. So what's it gonna be?" See the caravan master just... Then he turns toward you, audience, who seem to be looking in his direction. "What about you, holy warrior? I mean, you're the strongest defense we have, you and your companions. I'd appreciate your opinion on this. Travel under the rain. It's not pleasant, but less chance of getting ambushed by thieves and animals that might be living in the mountains."
I think we should push on ahead. We've already been delayed enough as it is. I think we should try and make the best time to the monastery.
Right. I can agree with that. Alright, you heard him. So, cover the food well. Make sure that nothing can seep in, contaminate it. We don't know in what state they'll be. Make sure the bandages are properly insulated. And grab your rain cloak. We're gonna be walking in rain. So, slowly, you start seeing the caravan members just going toward the different carts, pulling out tarps, placing it above all of the supplies, fixing it on the wood. Meanwhile, it's going to take maybe an hour, so they prepare one last dry meal for the day. I'll look at you, and you get one of the cook that gets right next to you, Remy, and says, "Well, I'd eat this as soon as you can. It's a bit warm. Apparently, it's going to be really cold today and wet, so it's going to be rehydrated food later today. I hope you like it." You get a caravan member coming next to you, George. "You're a druid. Can't you do something about the rain?"
I can put a coat on. That's about it.
I mean, I know. Hold on. I can make it worse. Raises his hands, casts Call Lightning.
Right. One of those do it, huh? All right.
There's nothing wrong with the rain, other than I guess it could ruin your cargo. But
He turns around and says something in Dwarvish, which I believe only audience can understand.
I think so.
Yeah, audience understand Dwarvish. I doubt Remy understands Dwarvish. Yeah, so only audience understand it. So the dwarf turns around and speaks to the rest of the caravan in Dwarvish, but audience, you understand. Yeah, the druid's no good. He can't help. Probably not strong enough yet.
Audience will give kind of a half quarter smile kind of to himself.
Maybe just opens his beak and what appears to be a bard performance goes to make you take your clothes off and go dancing in rain.
You have a moment where you see all of the dwarf just turn their head slowly toward you all at the same time. And right. Come on, let's hurry up. Things are getting weird and we haven't started even. Alright, so you're handed your only warm meal of the day, most likely. And after a while, one dwarf comes to Fisher and says, well, apparently we can't leave unless you unseal the inn. So, I hope you can.
Nope. Sorry. Well, I'm stuck in here.
He looks at you for a moment and I think he's gonna try.
I'm gonna go pull the lever down and then take it off the wall.
When you see the shimmer going away, you hear one or two dwarf go, and you hear one mumbling, remember when rain.
I mean, not gonna lie though, that lever, in infinite uses in Purge World.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, you do have as the caravan starts exiting the inn, you do have one dwarf that comes next to you and that lever of yours. Is that all it
What
can
about it?
do?
No. But haven't really tested any of the other stuff it might be able to do.
Okay.
A gnome gave it to me.
Oh,
Saying-
that explains it.
Here, see what this does. So,
Yeah, that happened to me once.
you know.
Well, it's not
Yeah,
a
we'll
pleasant memory,
see.
but yeah.
what if you put it on a cart?
I almost killed a tree with it, but
Well, that's not so bad. I mean, I got turned into stone for 50 years.
Damn. Now
bummer,
you're
Yeah.
I guess.
on a caravan? Were
I
you
don't
working
know.
on a caravan?
I don't mind it that much. But, you know,
Well, you know,
I've never known anything different, so.
a gnome gives you a ring, you put it on, and when you take it away, your little sister is now your big sister. So take it however you want it. Depends on the relationship you have with your sister, I admit. But well,
Wow, it's like excellent moisturizer.
just make sure that you test it before using it in situation which can be dangerous. Make sure it doesn't blow up.
Yeah.
Oh man.
That was what killed all the orcs. The first time I was trying something out.
So,
Luckily that worked, but
so it wasn't the lever. It wasn't the lever that exploded. Something else.
no.
Because there's been a lot of rumors, and now they starting to go out, and then you start feeling the rain on your head.
I mean, it's still here.
No, because there's a lot of rumors. Some say that it was a spell, others say that you threw something before, and then there's this thing about the lever that everyone says, oh no, actually I remember it was on the wall, and he pulled it right when it exploded, so there's a lot of rumor going on.
Nah, it's something a different gnome gave us.
How many gnomes do
break.
you know?
There a lot.
Enough is the answer.
Yeah. Enough for them to be constantly doing dangerous experiments, and yet they haven't died out yet. So,
Well, that just means they have good priests, huh? And he nudges you as you're walking. Yeah, well, gnomes. And he keeps on talking a bit about his experience of gnomes and how weird he think they are. I get a feeling he doesn't hate them, he just doesn't blindly trust them. So, the day keeps on going, and with the rain, there's a lot less activity outside. But does anyone want to keep watch as you're moving along?
Jorg wants to at least keep an eye on things.
Okay. Audience, do you still use your mount?
I do.
Okay. After a while, you do have a feeling that your mount is not extremely happy because it's all wet.
I mean, I've already made the joke at least like 2 sessions consecutively, so I'll give y'all a break.
All right. At one point, you do get the message in your mind of, why can't I have a tarp? It's cold.
Yeah, audience, give your cat a blanket. Come on.
My cat
Yeah.
rolled a 15 on perception, by the way.
Damn it.
Okay.
Jorg rolled a non-natural 20.
All right, so 15 and 20. All right, so as you're moving through this rainy day, doesn't take too long to start hearing the muddy footstep of everything and the wheels of the cart, sometimes sliding just a little bit in mud, but it doesn't slow the caravan down a lot. You get a lot of grumpy dwarves, but aren't dwarves always a little grumpy? Audience, you and your mount, however, pick up on 2 shadows following from the left side of the caravan. These shadows, however, seems to be smaller and moving in a way that does say we're following you. Jorg, you noticed this a little earlier, and since you had a significantly better roll, You do have they do have the demeanor of people watching you, trying to assess something about this caravan. You're not sure if they plan to attack, but they definitely are curious about where you're going and how many of you there are.
I want to make Fisher aware of these guys.
Okay.
And so yeah, I'll go up to Fisher and I'll say, "Hey, got people following us again."
Seem to be the same, or
I don't think they're the same. Because,
how far?
They're just.
Maybe
How far away are they?
maybe when you saw them, they were maybe 200, 250 feet to the left of the caravan.
About 200 to 250 feet left of the caravan.
Okay. Here, let's go talk to audience.
What if we
The audience is
they seem
nearby.
to be assessing us.
Mm-hmm.
If we go attack them, we might scare off the whole group.
Maybe they're a bit far out, so they could just see us coming and then leave, and then if we pursue them, then leave the caravan vulnerable.
I mean, Remy's pretty stealthy. Try and send him out to get closer.
I don't really like the idea of sending him alone, though.
I mean, we're near him.
No. I
Better
don't
than
know, do we-
walking into another ambush like we did last time.
Yeah,
Oh,
fair enough. We
No,
do have
let's-
that thief camp to worry about. And they might be. Remy, how comfortable do you feel sneaking out there by yourself?
Raimi thinks for a moment, then looks at audience, and then looks at Fisher and gives a talent up.
Which one? Thumbs up or hold on a minute?
Or is it
Oh,
the
sorry.
middle one?
That would be confusing. Yeah, the Keiku equivalent of a thumbs up.
Okay.
It's like, oh wait, that's right. It's not 100% clear which.
Uh-huh. Said, thumbs up, give me a minute, or screw you. I, I guess. Do we want to? Would it be better if you just tried to sneak out there and take care of them, or would it be better if you snuck out there and tried to push them closer to us so we could help you out, or just a scouting mission? What are we thinking?
Raimi holds up 3 talons.
He means a scouting mission.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, yeah, that's probably best bet. I guess message us if something changes, or if you need help. And
Well, I would like to believe that Raimi could take on all that by himself.
we'll get there as fast as possible.
We should try and get the caravan more set up for an attack this time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but at the same time, I don't want to give them the idea that we're going after them. So the entire caravan starts mobilizing, then it might spook them off. To be fair, we're probably not being very stealthy about this right now. But
I guess if we do make it obvious that we're aware of them, they might send more to attack.
yeah. Well, audience, would you rather have do you think it'd be a better idea if you kept your mount here with us, so if Raimi needs you, you can get there faster? Or do you think it'd be better to have your mount try and go with Raimi?
I think it'd be better because my mount's pretty stealthy, but not as stealthy as Remy. So I think it'd be better just to have it here.
Uh-huh.
Just give him less chance of being spotted.
Alright.
And then yes, I can obviously then get there faster if something goes wrong.
Well, then, I guess that's it. Good luck, Raimi. Don't. Stay safe, I guess. I don't know. Let us know if you need anything, and we'll get there. It's probably not super quick, but as fast as we can.
Such a reassuring speech.
Yep.
And as you turn your head, the Remy, at least to the party, disappears with a 22.
Fades into the rain.
Yeah. So go ahead, Remy. Not again. All right. So Remy, you disappear and go toward where Jorg pointed. Jorg and audience pointed. All right. So you're basically trying to track people trying to be stealthy. So I'd have to say that it's survival because you're tracking, and it's going to go against their stealth roll.
I mean, are they still visible?
Well, right now, make a perception roll to see if you can find them, because you saw them for a while, but you suddenly stopped looking at them.
That's fair. A 22 perception.
22 perception. So you look around and try to see if you have any signs that they might be there. You do detect some movement to the left. Does fit what Jorg and audience describe. Two people being very careful. Even with a 22 of perception, you sort of just barely heard them this time.
Okay, so not amateurs.
No. So you have a general idea of where they might be, but you also know that right now you are going to throw yourself in a spy versus spy situation. And there's two of them and one of you.
Yeah, we have some options here. So, like, I'm like, about how close would you say I am compared to them? Just for a general sense.
The last sign you saw of them, which was 12 seconds ago, is roughly 200, maybe 215 feet away. To the left, slightly behind the caravan. Slightly.
So yeah, he will do his best to maintain his stealth and start making his way toward that direction.
All right. Well, since this is something that is a little bit more involved, we'll take our break right now. Give everyone a chance to go empty their bladder, their bowels. Just in case you didn't think about doing this while we were doing the stream and, taking everything to the bathroom. So we're going to be back in 10 minutes. Oh, I was thinking about putting the music for campfire, but it doesn't feel right when there's rain. So we'll see you again in 10 minutes. Bye. Welcome back, everyone. All right, let's get back in as we have our first rogue on rogue detection moment. So, when we left, Remy decided to track those tracking them, spy on the spies, and he went in alone. So Remy disappears in the rain, and you start trying to track the rogues, tracking all of you. So it basically becomes, alright, so what exactly are your intentions? Just finding them? Sneaking up on them to attack?
I would say priority one is finding them, at least one of them. And depending on certain factors, like he might observe them, especially to see if they are just scouts to another place.
Okay.
But if it seems like they're just acting alone, then for whatever reason, he might try to thin the numbers by taking one out and seeing if he can incapacitate the other.
Okay. Alright, so first is trying to see who sees who's first. So it's a perception roll to find them and a stealth roll to avoid being found by them.
Okay. So let's see. Stealth will be orange. Perception will be blue. Okay. The stealth die was a natural 20. The perception die is only a wait. Is that I knew I shouldn't have put a my jobs in before this.
Feel the grooves on the die.
Go in Terry
Perception
style.
perception is only a 17.
Okay. So yeah, I think you need a dice like this, black and white. All right. So, hold on here. That's okay. All right. So, you managed to sneak your way, and you have a pretty good feeling that they didn't notice you, either of them. You managed to pick up on their trail, on their attempt at being very stealthy. But, with the few tips that your master gave you about going unseen, you easily manage to outwit them, and you find yourself looking over them from slightly higher up, maybe just 5 feet higher, on ledge, and you notice them both looking directly at the caravan, but neither of them is looking at you. Their best roll was a 12, so...
That's a little sad, but
Yeah. How do you think I feel? I roll when they're spying on the whole caravan, and 17. Well, 19. Good lord. I roll against you. 3. 6.
It's like trying to hit audience, trying to find it.
But I guess now that he's apparently much closer to them now, is there anything about them that sticks out, or maybe more closely determines their intentions in any way?
Sorry. Well, I'd say since this is a different type of perception, well, actually, you're trying to detect their intention, so that would more be insight.
That is also fair. That is going to be a 16.
16.
Yeah, Fisher, you complained about your 17s, but you'll find that I run into the number 13 a lot.
I mean, I wasn't complaining about it because but
you were just noting the
weird.
abundance of.
Yeah, because I rolled 4 in a row last week, it felt like, and then the first one this week was the same thing, and I was like, what is happening?
What about you, the audience? Do you have an opinion on this? I know, I'm just trying to make you write something in a chat.
Oh, you are.
Yeah. Yeah, the audience, not audience.
It's Leviosa, not Leviosa.
Something like that. All right. So, what is 16? It's a bit hard to tell. You are a little bit far off to determine very precise things. What you do notice is that none of them have weapon drawns. So their immediate intentions are not to attack. But they are examining the caravan very, very attentively. They are evaluating something.
Mhm. And how far away are they again?
When you manage to sneak up on them like this, you'd say that you are roughly maybe 60 feet away. You're just 5 feet higher than them and roughly 60 feet away. It's a bit far to hear if they're talking. You can
That's
try
fine.
another stealth and perception to try and get closer if you want.
I think I'll go for that.
Come on.
Especially since he's feeling a bit safer on account of, you know. All right. Orange is for stealth is an 18 and yeah. Come on. Ah, there we go. The light was bad. And a 24 in perception.
Didn't you just say perception twice? Or is it just me?
No, it didn't. Didn't I say orange was stealth?
Okay, stealth. So the stealth is 18 and is perception. Okay. All right. You try and get closer, and you do have a moment of panic as you get closer, and suddenly your feet slips, and you hear rocks starting to fall. You have a moment of, oh, damn it. And then you wait, and you notice one of them is looking around, but he stops after a minute or two and goes back to whatever he was doing. You rolled one higher than his perception.
Expertise, folks. Anyway.
So, you manage to get closer. The other one seems to be completely blind to you arriving closer. He rolled. Let's just say that the only worst roll you can get is the natural one. But one almost saw you. But you do manage to get closer. You are about 35 feet away. You are close enough to hear them whisper. It's a bit hard to make because you have the rain also. But you do hear something about the caravan. You hear one just go, they're not numerous. Yes. Yes. All of their scent. One's missing. Maybe I gotta go back. Should wait. That's all you can make.
I might be trying my luck here, but Ravi is going to try just get a bit closer.
Okay.
Okay. Did I not drop it in the hole? Where'd the other one go? idea where it is. Embarrassing. That is embarrassing.
Did you lose your die?
Like, I'm
Did
sure
it
it's
get stuck?
I'm sure it's somewhere on my table, but I cannot for the life of you tell you where it is, so I'm just gonna have to roll the die twice.
Blind Zach is having trouble.
Okay, you want to hear something hilarious? I just found it, and it was literally right under my peripheral.
Noise.
But in my defense, though, my peripheral is much smaller than most other people's. Anyway.
That's why that's why it's important to take a step back from time to time.
Okay, so I got some flipped rolls here.
Okay.
So stealth in total is a 22, and then perception was the nat 20.
Okay. You are fairly confident that you managed to sneak closer to them. They do seem to be very careful about everything that's happening around them, but you're confident that this time you didn't make a mistake. Nothing was heard, and you even managed to sneak in closer just as one was moving and completely covered the little splash that your foot made. Completely got covered by the sound of their own cloak moving. You rolled about 6 or 5 points higher than theirs. So, as you manage to get closer and closer, you do start hearing them more clearly. They are talking in a little small, tiny black device that they have. Looks like a rock, but there is a rune carved on it. And you hear just the last few fragments of this conversation. Maybe you should make sure that that brute isn't the one leading. Yes, one of them can still be. So we're not supposed to get it sent. Right. Right. Alright. I'll just follow them. We'll just follow them. He takes the rock back inside of a pocket, turns toward the other one. We're just gonna follow them for the day. Make sure that they're going to the city. And we're not attacking them tonight. If they get there, they'll get theirs. Don't worry about it. You hear the other one. I've heard that they killed one of the priests. Yeah, that's why we're not the one attacking them. Well, it's the orders. Yeah. Alright. And then they start moving off. Picking up the pace a little bit.
Alright. So what I think Raimi will wind up doing is he'll still trying to like essentially stealth his way back to the caravan.
Okay.
And sort of like maybe to sort of like assist in that. Especially since like he is so close to them right now. He is going to like use a bit of misdirection with minor illusion, sort of like basically as he like tries like sticking past them,
Okay.
making his way back, like a snapping twig on the complete other side to make them focus their direction somewhere else.
Okay.
Because he kind of wants to make sure that they don't know that he knows that they know.
Alright.
Or Don't know.
No, that's good. That's good. Okay, make your stealth roll, and there is a consequence on their roll.
Okay, that'll be a soft 20.
Okay. Total of... Okay. Alright, so you go at this very carefully. You prepare your minor illusion in case one of them turns his head suddenly in your direction. And you see one of them taking distance, and just as you think that it's going to go, okay, I'm good, you step on a rock that really digs inside of your foot, and you go, and then you see one turning around, and you use your minor illusion to throw off his perception, and for a moment you see him look in your direction and then look in the direction of where you made the illusion. He looks for a moment and then moves away. I made them roll their perception at disadvantage, and this is why you succeeded.
Thank Christ. Oh God. All right, so yeah, if Remy successfully makes it back to
You
the
managed
caravan,
to get far enough from them that you're confident that even if they see you, they wouldn't be able to reach you before you reach the caravan.
and then once Remy gets back to the caravan and back to the party, he pulls out his record player, puts a shiny black disc onto it, and basically repeats the conversation that he overheard.
So you see Raimi suddenly appearing right next to you, all of you and the dwarves also looking, and then suddenly Remy just opens his beak, and it's like playing play on a recorder. You suddenly hear everyone talking, you hear what they're saying. The first message is it's not very clear, but the second one is definitely clear, and you hear everything that was told to Remy. Reaction?
Closes his beak and looks at everybody expectantly.
Yep.
Sounds to me like the wolf ones that attacked us last time are going to come back.
It does. Do we... it also appears that if we were to hunt down these guys, they... we wouldn't be denying them any information because they were already able to communicate back.
Yeah, but they also said that they were going to try and follow us for the full day. So if we can get them off our tails now, they know where our location is right now, but they won't then know where it is for the rest of the day.
They'll know where we're going, but they won't know exactly where we are. They'll have to find us again.
Well, it sounds like they think we're maybe going to the city, but we got the information to not go to the city because that's where the thieves are.
Well, you know that there is a big town that is where the thieves are. But an hour before reaching the monastery, there is the closest thing that this region can have to a city.
So we could just try. They think we're probably going to the city. So if we capture or get them, we can probably just maybe avoid the city, and then they won't know where we are.
Good idea.
I might be totally misremembering 5 minutes ago wrong, but it seemed to me like they didn't they were going to let us... Was it that we would get to the city tonight, so they wanted to attack us before then? Or was it we don't want to attack them tonight because they'll be in a city and they like to attack at night?
The information that was told was that they wouldn't attack tonight because anyway you'd find yourself in the city, and apparently there's someone that they are referring to as a brute that is going to be in the city anyway, so
Gonna be honest, I thought they were talking about Fisher when they said the brute.
Yeah, I was like, is it Fisher or is it audience? I was not thinking it was another person. Wasn't paying attention. Okay. Well then, I guess how are we gonna go about snagging these two? It would also probably be a good idea if we were able to question one of them.
That's what I was thinking. I mean, my cat can probably run faster than them, but they might, and at least maybe try and like slow one of them down if it can get close enough, which could give us a chance to maybe get up to one of them or two of them. Obviously, we know Remy can get within range of them, so we can kind of start off with a surprise attack.
And Remy, how are they communicating with the others?
Raimi, minor illusions, the image of the black stone with the rune on it.
you can make an Arcana roll, see if it jogs something in your memory about what this might be.
Pretty sure that's just a 10. Yeah, I just got a 10.
You know,
I'm only a 9, so yeah.
both of you sort of had this moment of, this does bring back a memory of some sort. It's it's a stone something. It's on the tip of my tongue. You just can't muster out the words of what it was. It's a stone of something. It's a
Well,
you get a dwarf that just looks at you and says, "That's impressive. It's a stone of something. It's meant to be talked in." Yeah. It's,
the talking stone. There we go. Okay, if we want to capture them, it would be best. Yeah, but they're keeping their distance pretty well. Anybody have a way to make multiple people sneaky that aren't normally sneaky?
You get one who is among the defenders. Well, I can probably muster a spell that'll make you a little bit more stealthy, but I mean, I haven't used it in a while. I think I have to come with you. I really don't want to do that. You're honestly not that stealthy. And he looks at you, and he looks at you and audience when he says that.
That is why I'm looking for options. Because Remy attacking them, and then the rest of us just attempting a dead sprint to catch up to the fight is not an ideal situation.
Yeah, best I could do is bless you guys, and
that wouldn't
that's
help.
not gonna
that
help
one.
much.
How about Oranak? You got anything?
Let's see.
Something might help someone. I don't know, pass with less of a trace, maybe?
Oh no, I can. No, actually, I'm soon, probably, but you know, I'm like I said, I'm limited by the strength of the person summoning me.
Fair enough.
In other words, he doesn't have
You
the
guys-
necessary level yet to cast. He has one level 2 spells, and you already know it's Moonbeam. So
Yeah. Well then, we could.
Do know that spell, but I didn't prepare it.
The problem is they're not. They were told not to engage. So, any like thinking of a way to like set up a tempting target, but they were told not to attack. So that would. Trying to draw them in.
it's all up to you. You have one night of sleeping outside, and the next day you reach the city.
Oh, okay. I didn't. I thought the whole reason they weren't going to attack us is because we would be in the city tonight, but we're not going to be. There is something in the city that should take care of us anyway. Or
Maybe. Seems to have been hints about that.
yeah. Sorry. It'd be better the faster we can take them. Audience, maybe you and your cat and Raimi go. And then maybe Jorg, if you could turn into something.
So I was thinking,
And
Fisher offers moral support.
yeah, fence them
Go,
off.
go,
or
gang! Let's go.
Push them closer this way.
You're the distraction.
Yeah. Because as soon as I start going anywhere, everybody's going to notice.
And then suddenly, Fisher rolls 2 natural 20s when rolling his spell.
I mean,
I
they're
could also
obviously
just-
keeping their eyes on us, so maybe if you honestly just stay here, they'll get less suspicious if you're still with the group. But I don't know.
Raimi, how good and or big can you make your illusion? The bigger one, not the smaller one. Would it be able to mimic missing party members while you're not there? Even if just walking.
it only has to mimic them from 200 feet away.
While he's doing something else. So.
At this point, you see a dwarf walking up to you as the caravan is moving slowly. You see the dwarf coming up to you on, "What are we talking about?"
Secret things.
It's because you've been in a huddled group for the past 20 minutes. I'm sort of getting worried for my health.
Well, good news is you'll be fine. They won't be attacking before we get to the city, but we might not want to go to the city because there might be something dangerous there. So we're planning on a solution.
Okay.
But for now, don't worry about it. Nobody's going to attack. Everything's safe. Yeah. Stay out of the rain if you can, I guess.
Looks up. Yeah. All right. Act natural. All right,
Yep.
thanks, guys. That's pretty nice. And you see him walk away like this.
We could always do the thing where I just start running their direction and see what happens.
Hmm.
I mean,
Maybe
What
if y'all try and be
well,
stealthy, and
I mean-
I just fucking run at them, we'll see what.
Audience.
I don't know. They might try and
I
pick me
see.
off.
I see we've switched to the barbarian method of ambush.
yes, I mean, I'd agree with. I think you can do that, but I wait till we're like closer in position before you do that.
Yeah, I mean that's like, I'm looking for other options and I'm not seeing any. So
Mhm. My thought was, what if I turned into something, but I don't think, and you rode.
I just need to do the Monty Python, the Holy Grail thing, where he's just running from super far away at the guards, and then all of a sudden he's there and stabs him.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's
All right. So,
if I just lie down, kind of hugging your cat's back, audience, do you think it would hinder it in how stealthy it was?
With me also writing it, yes.
Well, if you weren't writing it though,
Well, then we'd be in the same situation.
you're
if
not
me-
as loud as I am, and you're.
I think it would somewhat hinder it. I don't think it would be used to you. I don't know if that's the best strategy.
Okay. I'm spitballing here. So,
My cat thinks to me, I'm not letting that piece of metal get up.
yeah, you get the message from inside your mind saying, I'm wet and you want to put someone wearing armor on me? His armor is going to keep pinching my fur.
I'll be like, don't worry, we're not putting him on you.
about. Yeah, no, I think y'all sneaking around trying to get in behind them and then me just booking it is kind of the best way to. Jorg, how well? Yeah, you can't turn me into anything, can you? No.
No, and I can't turn anything sneaky. That's also big enough to ride.
Uh-huh. Well then. Yeah, I think that's gonna be our best, unless you could you summon something that I could ride to catch up faster?
No, that's an idea.
And or sneak. Yeah. Or attempt to, but that probably wouldn't be.
Yeah, let's see.
Oh, I like that idea.
I could summon.
You know, Raimi will just you'll hear in a gruff voice from Raimi. It's Wolfpack, move out.
Yeah, because
Yeah, how many?
narwhal.
Because
It'll be large.
those could.
You get.
I could ride one of those things.
You get Nag just saying, "All right, we move out. Come on, let's go." He just starts
Not quite
walking
yet.
in straight direction.
We haven't even told him which direction to go. He's just walking in that direction.
He's walking in the direction that Remy was looking at when he said that.
Hold on, not quite yet.
Oh,
Yeah, I could summon two dire wolves, and then we could each ride one. That would be pretty badass.
That would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
It would be
Yeah.
nice to be riding one instead of fighting one.
Yeah. A rare treat. I think, so that's the plan. Us three, well, the two non-stealthy ones, the one, or actively not stealthy.
How tall is the grass?
it's mountainous. There is no grass.
Right. Rocks. That's not super helpful.
The rocks can go as high as a few hundred, maybe 1,000 feet, but the grass, no.
Well, to start it off, I think us all hopping in one of these caravans or into separate caravans, and then trying to slip out the back, or you guys who are going to be sneaking that way if we're just going to be running at them on top of wolves. So that it's not super suspicious when you all of a sudden aren't here.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Remy, you seem to have a glimmer of light in your eyes. Are you letting that slide away and just, all right, their plan should work?
Is there a way to enhance this idea?
Oh.
Communicatively speaking. Okay. Wolfpack, move out! Oh god, they're everywhere!
You get a Runak stop, and that is so confusing.
Are you saying we should spread out and come at them from different angles, or are you saying the wolves should also sneak with you when you attack them? That way there are more of you and it'll be easier to get them stuck. Or are you worried we'll get out there and there will be more of them?
Alright, he holds up 2 talons, but he does the so-so motion.
Okay.
What was the second option? It was
The direwolves go sneak
yeah.
also. And then
Ravi's just going to... He's going to point at Jorg, and then he's going to minor illusion a wolf, and then that one disappears in minor illusions another wolf, and then disappears in minor illusions another wolf, and then disappears in minor illusions another wolf.
So he's saying make 4 wolves instead of summoning 2 dire wolves,
just regular wolves?
and then we attack with that, and that would be they do have some good grappling techniques.
That would work.
Yeah.
Sorry, alright boys, our hands are clean.
That makes sense. And then I can turn into another wolf, and we'll have 5 wolves total.
That would be pretty... Oh, that sounds pretty good.
A lot of fighting. Yeah.
So, just so that you know, if you summon a creature that is a quarter challenge rating, you can summon up to 8 of them.
Is the wolf a quarter? Oh, it is a quarter. Oh man.
Yeah, they are a quarter challenge rating.
8
We could have 8 wolves attack.
That sounds like a pretty good idea.
That's
And
yeah.
then,
That's quite an attack.
I'll catch up when you guys are done.
When the wolves are eating their carcasses, I'll be right there.
Yeah.
All right, so
Cool.
Unak looks at all of you and says, "So, what's the plan? I like the water and all, but you're sort of making it obvious for them that we're planning something."
Yeah. Well, the plan is we're going to sit here and pretend like we're still planning something while the actual plan goes off.
Right.
Incidentally, heck, how good do Olnek's roots look? Just like what's the rain been doing for him?
Oh, the leaf seems to be very green
Ours,
right
yeah.
now. He seems to be enjoying himself.
Good for Olnek.
Yeah. He seems to be in a good mood. All right. I
I'm starting to wonder if we've been watering our tree properly.
I don't know why I always see Orunak a bit like the World of Warcraft Ancient One pet game, which is a small tree. Alright. Alright, so basically we just stay here and keep enjoying the rain. That's that's a plan. Alright, that's a plan apparently.
Because, yeah, you're not that quick, and I'm loud, so...
That's big of you to admit your own faults. Alright,
So
well,
then,
let's go then. Well, actually, you go, and we stay. So do you cast your spell and summon a whole bunch of wolves to...
yeah, I want to do it.
Okay.
How do we do this?
Maybe,
so it's not super obvious.
hop onto the other side of the wagon from...
Oh yeah.
And then sneak behind a big rock while the wagon goes by. Once we've gained a bit of distance, circle around back. Or from the back.
It's a good idea.
Or you could just, do it right here and just book it at them. I mean, wolves probably faster.
Yeah, wolves will be pretty quick.
But,
Alright, so you do it? You summon them?
Yeah, I'm gonna do it on the other side of the caravan from them.
So basically you're trying to...
Nobody freak out. These wolves are going to be cool.
Oh yeah.
So you...
Everyone starts preparing their short bows and daggers.
Alright, so you are trying to stealthily summon all of this. So make a stealth roll. The DC is not going to be that high because they're far away. It's not that easy to see someone casting a spell, but they've been watching you for now 35 minutes planning something. So,
6.
6. Yeah. Alright, so you probably do exactly the same thing as the dwarf. I'm just gonna go right here for a moment, and it's the rain,
What?
You take your cloak and you just get the water out of it. Just gonna be right here. Fisher, from inside of you, you hear, "Oh yeah, that's gonna go well."
Yeah. I think it might just be run them down time, because...
I think that the smartest member of this party is actually the worm now.
I think we figured that out a little bit ago.
So
Big of you to admit you're not smarter than somebody, though.
he said the party. He never said if he included himself in that statement.
Oh, Taranad, you're part of the party.
All right, so you go behind the cart.
You don't get a vote, though.
Well, I can start answering again, but like I said, you've been planning this for 35 minutes actual time. So I think some people want to see what happens.
It turns out summoning 8 wolves is not as sneaky as I expected it to be.
No, definitely not.
I mean, it wasn't supposed to be stealthy. I mean, like, at least in my own head. But
All right,
Yeah.
so you go behind and you summon, and you're confident in the way that you're hidden. You know, they can't see your hands and they can't see your mouth while you're speaking. And all right, this is gonna be good. It's gonna be good. And then suddenly, you see a small pack of wolves around you, just looking at you expectantly for orders.
8 really isn't a small pack either. I mean, that's a good size wolf pack right there.
Yeah. 8
All right,
brown and
wolves.
black wolves.
Yep.
We're gonna go capture a couple of spies.
They,
I guess I should probably tell my cat to come pick me up.
Uh-huh. Or, where are they? Make sure we still have a beat on them.
Oh
I
yeah.
guess that would be perception.
Yeah. So,
I got a 14 perception. So I might have forgotten where they were.
My cat got a 20,
okay.
and I got a nat 20.
Audience is like, yeah, they're right there. You not been keeping an eye on them this whole time?
Audience, the whole time you guys have been playing, he's just been staring at them. Just giving them, like, taking his finger, just like, that's right, we're coming for you. Just give us another, like, 30 minutes to plan it out. But I see you. We're coming.
Doing the awkward, just pointing at somebody that's trying to hide
Yeah,
the
just,
entire time.
You there. You know. Yeah. All right. So, Jorg, you have a moment of, all right, attack. And then you get audience that just taps on your shoulder and points you in the right direction. Yeah, right there. And you see the pack of wolves just starts running toward wherever audience pointed, and you actually are seeing them. And there was this moment of clarity where you were just looking around, and then suddenly you realize that, hey, that's not a shadow, that's a black cloak right there.
alright. My cat's coming also to pick me up, so I can
I'm gonna
go
turn
out.
into a wolf also and follow them.
All right, well,
cat's gonna
since
swing
it's
by.
since it's a magical mount with intelligence and skill, you just mount on him Legolas style as he's riding right past you.
Nice. You ever seen like a 340-pound man move that fast? I don't think so.
It helps when your mount is actually actively helping you do this.
Yeah.
I mean,
I've already got to stay
canonically-
behind. You don't have to make me feel more bad.
I mean, canonically, Fat Albert was the fastest of his crew, if you can believe it. Anyway,
I mean, size doesn't really have a bearing on top speed.
Uh-huh.
It's just the getting there and then the stopping that
But
it
I wasn't
changes.
sprinting. I was leaping onto a moving cat.
With a band of wolves in front of you. I feel like it's a good moment for rock music.
meanwhile,
Unfortunately,
Zach is
we
going
don't
to
have
walk
any.
over here and try not to make a joke.
as soon as the stream ends, you'll be able to make all of the joke you want. Get them all out of your system all at once. Alright, so you all are just going straight for them. Audience, you with your natural 20 in perception, you're just looking at them, staring, and then you see the moment where they realize, hey, they're coming at us. So suddenly you see them splitting off in two different directions.
Alright, I'll call out. I'll go after the right one with maybe a couple wolves.
Yeah, I'll command in my wolf tongue now for 4 of them to go off. 3 of them to go off to the right one.
2. No, not one.
2.
You're on
2
your
of
own.
them. Yeah, 2 of them will go off on that direction.
Two. Alright. I got 2 wolves.
I'm just calculating the power level.
So George,
That's fair.
make a perception roll, please.
Another 14.
14. All right, that's all right. So you see audience just going for the one on the right. You said.
Yep.
All right. So he goes
this
for the
one's
one
right.
on the right, and then suddenly George, you say, "All right, so 2 of them go on the right, and the rest, there's one that went left. His stealth was way higher than your perception, so you just give the rest of your wolf pack a general direction. Get the one that went that
Yeah,
way."
actually it's a 10 because it's a wolf perception, not my
That's even
It's
Pretty
okay.
good.
The wolves can probably smell them down.
Actually, yeah, shouldn't you be re-rolling for keen sense?
Oh yeah, keen hearing and smell.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Has advantage on perception check.
Yeah, go ahead.
Ooh, that's a 21.
All right. So you are completely lost, and you just tell them to get the other one, and then suddenly you see all of the rest of the pack of wolves converge on a single point and start running in a direction. Yeah, that one. Where is it?
Wasn't Avery a wolf right now as well?
Yeah,
Majority
that's
wolf.
what that.
So he would have also gotten the smell.
Yeah, I suddenly realized my ears are good enough to hear them. And
He's like, wait, I don't have to use my
Getting
eyes.
used to the new form.
uh-huh.
It's the first time I'm a wolf. All right, so they're going in two different directions. Audience, you see the one trying to move away, but you still haven't lost sight of him. And with your natural 20 for a grand total of how much?
19.
Yeah, this isn't a rainy
Oh,
perception.
no, 20. No, wait, I got it up to 0. Never mind.
Okay.
Just 20.
So,
Stays at
20. I got a natural 20. How much does this give you? 19.
20. Lower.
So, well, it's enough to keep up with him. Don't worry. He rolled a grand total of 17. So you managed to. All right, I see him, and you see the 2 wolves running right next to you, and you arrive in. It only takes a moment because you're on a mount, and those wolves are running, and he is on foot, even though rogues. But it's. They do have something they can do, but it's still not the same thing as a mount that can run right at you at a speed of 100.
Yep.
Yeah, a rogue with typical movement speed. Yeah, they can't outrun that.
No. So you suddenly find yourself. Hey, getting closer! You see the wolves falling slightly behind. But they're gonna get there, but you're gonna be first getting there. So as you arrive and you see the rogues trying to evade, darting off between rocks, hoping that you're gonna lose sight of him, but your natural 20 perception is high enough to just stay right on his heel. And as you arrive close enough to do something else than dash, what do you do?
Yeah, I guess my cat will pounce.
Okay. Go ahead.
So we'll try and hit with a claw attack. So that's gonna be. It's 4 to hit. Ooh, only an 11.
11. All right. So unfortunately, that is not enough. Just as you arrive, you have a feeling. Sorry, that's my fault. As you are arriving, you hear in your mind your cat go, "Hold on, I'm gonna get him," and you just say, "Oh, wait, really?" And you grab the hair, and you hear your cat go, "Oh, that's too tight," and he pounces and just jumps right beside the thief, and it's, not there.
Well, audience will be like, well, at least you got me in range, and then we'll also try and hit the thing. And you know what? Because he doesn't really need a shield right now, he's going to try and hit with his greatsword.
Go ahead.
Which will be a 23 to hit.
That is enough.
You know what? He'll throw in a level 2 Divine Smite, because why not?
Just end this quickly.
Go ahead.
Alright, so that's...
Ironically, this can still be non-lethal for whatever reason.
Oh, I know.
Just
So
like
that's-
cricket bat, side of the great sword. Just
So that's 14 regular damage, and then 2d8 is like...
3d8
Oh,
if it's level
3.
2.
3d8. I need to roll 2 more d8s. That's 10. So 24 damage.
24 damage. All right. Just as your cat pounces and misses, you turn around and you leap from your mount. It's a
Sure.
killing blow. You leap from your mount with your great sword. You see the light emanating from your sword just as you leap, and then just strike him down in a single blow. It almost feels like you heard thunder in the distance. But you know it's your
And then
god.
audience will kind of pause for a moment and be like, then use his bonus action turn, be like, guys, might want to keep the other one alive. So George is over there because he was like, wait, my bad.
I got caught up in the moment.
Well, it's a humanoid. You can always use your lay on hand.
I think he's dead. I don't know if my lay on hands is going to do anything.
Well, the grand total was 24 hit points of damage. Is that it?
Yeah.
You haven't
Yeah.
sundered him in half. You struck him down in a single blow, but you didn't do twice his hit point in damage. So he's down, he's bleeding out. You didn't chop his head off, so...
Unless you were trying to chop his head off.
I was just gonna look at him and decide that it's probably better to keep the other one alive.
And then he walks away.
I don't want
Just go look at the man with probably a gash halfway through his body from shoulder to sternum, and just be like, yeah, we should probably just keep the other one alive.
While listening to this little voice inside of his head saying, I want my kill. I'm not bringing him back.
Audience will then,
It's
I guess, next action he'll remount and go after the other thief, but that will be his next action.
All right.
morally, it's worse if you bring him back and then later have to kill him again because you don't know what to do with another
Yeah.
prisoner.
That's the justification. That's good. It was humanitarian.
Listen, we said we needed one. We now
There
have
is one left.
All right.
We are the heroes of this story, folks.
I am a lawful
Don't
good
let
paladin.
anybody tell you otherwise.
My alignment is lawful good. Actually, no, it's not. I think it's good. I don't even know. It might be lawful good.
No, I'm
I don't
pretty
really
sure
know.
it's lawful good that you told me when we started.
Yeah. Yep, it's lawful good. I'm lawful good. Don't worry about it, people. I'm a hero.
Look, doing something is obviously the right thing to do.
Obviously, you know. And technically, he is the only party member that's from the beginning of the campaign, so he is the hero.
Well, I'm the oldest member of the group.
Yeah.
All right, so Jorg, as you are following your pack because they seem to have a good beat on the rogue running away, you don't, but they do. So you just follow them, you know. That's how pack goes. The leader of the pack isn't in front, right? Right? Oh no, that's Wolf. Sorry. So the chase goes on for a little moment, but there is one more attempt at trying to hide. He tries desperately. And then suddenly, just as you're about to reach him, he turns and goes behind a rock. And as all of your pack stops, no one sees him. You'll have to make a perception roll if you want to find him again, because his stealth exceeded passive perception for all of your animals and you.
All right. Well, that's not good, but I get advantage because they're smelling, right? And hearing.
Well, more hearing, because in the rain, you don't smell as much.
Only got an 11.
And
And then for yourself,
Oh, yeah, and then myself. Also an 11.
that is sad.
Yeah, that's not great, my guy.
Oh, wait, no. The first one was an 11 plus 3, so 14.
14,
The
alright.
second one was 11.
Alright, then. You look around, try and find him. You smell, sniff. You can't find him. Damn, he eluded you. Disappointed, you look around and then... Alright, well... Doesn't seem to be anywhere.
And then a sudden fireball. He was a wizard this whole time.
You're a bit disappointed, you don't see him anywhere.
Well, he can't get far.
No.
Yeah,
And then suddenly...
probably.
You feel something stinging right between your ribs. Because I am pretty sure that a 21 is enough to hit you in wolf form.
Oh, yeah. It's enough to hit me in
That would
normal
hit
form.
Ringo. Yeah.
Yeah. You get stabbed. You feel a blade entering your ribs, and you are hit for 18 points of slashing damage. And it is a
Damn.
sneak attack, so that one hurt. It really got right in between. And then you see him pull away and slowly walking away, looking at you with the dagger and the blood dripping. And he just says, "Fine, run after me if you want. We have your scent now."
We have your scent. I am no longer in wolf form.
And you do need to roll a concentration save.
Good point.
Yeah.
Holy shit! Nat 1.
So you didn't have to consciously try and keep your form. Although, however, that was the transformation of your that was your
for his
wild
wolf.
shape. That wasn't a
No,
spell.
I got knocked out. He killed my wolf form, and then
Oh, okay.
I
Sorry.
lost concentration on my wolves.
Oh, okay. All right. Now I
The
get
pack.
I get all right.
Yeah.
The pack. Yeah. All right. So yeah, basically, you as soon as the blade enters, you revert back to your form. And is there extra damage that leaks to your physical form? All right.
Yep.
So when he pulls out, and you are in your own form, and then you see all of the wolves just go. Audience, you see 2 wolves beside you just go.
Audience
must
will
be
kind of
something.
sigh and be like, have to do everything around here.
Well, I suppose it's my turn then.
Yeah, well, technically he
are we
attacked.
doing,
He got the initiative
okay.
on you. But
Yeah.
yeah, he's
Are we
basically
doing initiative?
well. We can roll initiative, but it's the same round, and let's
Oh,
just say that you're very aware of his presence right now.
Yeah. This time, I'm just gonna bring in 2 dire wolves
Very-
in custody.
Very big, a very big gift box ready just for you.
Mm-hmm.
So you
Bam.
concentrate on
Summon-
the spell, and you
This one's gonna be bigger.
summon
picture
2
sneezes.
dire wolves at your side, ready to fight.
And I'll command them to capture that guy, not kill him. Too badly. As long as I can.
All right. Well, so since we have so many people, just roll a dexterity to see your initiative and the initiative of your wolf and the initiative of rogue. See who acts and reacts.
Well, Jor got a nat 1 again, and the wolves got a 11.
11.
Second nat.
All right. Well, no, you got the spell out.
Hmm?
So that would be yours. And actually the rogue would go before you because he's got higher. So you would see him react to the fact that you're starting to cast a spell. You just hear him go, "Ah, this is disappointing." And then suddenly he just vanished right in front of you. As if suddenly clouds just formed and disappeared in front of him. But you do summon your wolf if you still want to do this. Alright?
Yeah.
So you have 2 dire
Still
wolves
a
with
good-
you. But you don't see him.
Find that rogue. I'll command them.
Alright, well, make a perception roll for them.
They get. Ooh. This time they get a non-natural 20.
For a grand total of?
Oh, 20.
Oh, yeah, sorry,
I got
non-natural
17
20,
plus
sorry.
3. Yup.
Unnatural.
Alright. They smell around and they both look at you confused.
Damn.
Because he got a natural 20 on cunning action hide.
Damn. Well, that's no good. That's my turn.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I suppose my wolf's turn too. My wolves is.
So with the,
Yeah, you can keep looking.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's what I'm gonna keep doing. Can I just? I'll just. I
audience,
guess
you're
I'll roll
arriving
my
at
own
the next round because it's so they have one round of looking and then you arrive. So
Okay.
make another roll. Make another roll.
Oh, if I could, I rolled my perception, and I got a 22. But that's still probably too low.
Well, it's one of those roll. It just fell on the page. It turned 8, started to roll toward 20, and fell back on 8. So, so you do manage to see him. Oh, your perception catches
isn't
him.
it the 20
Sorry?
still?
No,
His
that's a
roll
new
back.
one.
New
Oh.
round.
It's a new round,
Let's
so
roll.
he's trying to get away. His initiative is better than yours, so he got
Oh, yeah.
a stealth roll and kept on trying to leave. But his roll was so bad that when you tried to find him, you saw him.
Nice.
He is roughly 60 feet away. He was trying to leave.
Damn, he was booking it.
So, are you ordering your wolves to follow?
Yep,
All right.
we're gonna chase him down.
All right. So
Except this time, I'm gonna jump on the back of one of them.
Okay, so one of them can actually make this attack normal. The other one will have to make it at disadvantage because it's his perception that is on the line, but you are essentially mounting the other one, telling him, hey, he's there, hit it, eat it.
Mm-mm. Well, if he's 60 feet away, they've only got 50 feet of movement, so they're not gonna catch up.
Oh,
That's right.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So you start running after it, and as you are starting to run, you see from the corner of your eyes, audience arriving on his wet cat. I know.
Should I roll something or just that's what you see?
Well, that was just my way of saying that you're arriving. Yes, of course, you can roll perception to try and see.
Alright. I guess I roll now for just my cat, because it's now for both of us. 18 was my highest. So
Okay.
my cat got, me and my cat got 23 on our perception.
You immediately see him
Alright.
because his roll was a total of 23. So there's a brief moment where you say, "Oh, yes, I see him."
Alright, my cat will start doing his 100 feet dashes towards him.
Damn. All right, so
Can you get in range or no?
100 feet from where you were, or 60 feet, he sees you. You will get to him. You'll get within range of making an action, but for the next one. So basically,
Well, technically, Can I make my action because my cat's action was dashing? No, because we're together, right?
No, that's how a mount works. Your mount can dash,
okay.
and you
my
can still
dad
do
dashed.
something.
Okay, so my mount dashed. Okay, so my mount dashed, so I can't do an action.
well, you would be able to do an action if it was attack, but you're not in range.
Yeah,
Or
like
cast a
okay,
spell.
so without going into too much of the technicalities, basically imagine that your turn and your mount's turn are like a Venn diagram, where
Okay.
you both have an action. It's just that the
Well,
cat's action's more limited. While
my
it's a mount.
question is am I within how
No.
many feet am I within of this guy right now?
Right now, as your cat finishes sprinting, so using his action and his movement, you'd be within 40 feet of your target.
But not 30 feet.
No.
That's unfortunate.
Audience consideration. You
Yes.
know that you can use half your movement to dismount, right?
No, well, I was asking 30 feet because I was finally going to be able to use my champion challenge.
Well, that's what I mean. If you, because like because you've only used your mount's movement. So
You can hop
you
off,
still have your
move
movement.
15 feet more, and you will be within 25 feet of him.
Ah, and then I can use Champion Challenge.
Yeah.
Precisely.
But for Champion Challenge to actually work, he has to fail a DC 13 Wisdom, which is kind of unlikely.
You don't
Let's
know.
see.
You can all do this very heroically. You arrived and in your mount. You start casting the spell as you see him. You jump off your mount, making a few steps and then challenging him. Or you can just wait.
I'm gonna
Or-
wait. I'm gonna wait one more round
Okay.
just so it's like easier. I might do it next round if he's like anyway. I'm gonna
Okay.
wait one round.
So roll in your initiative to see where you act in all of this.
Oh, okay. I guess that's also with my cat. So 13.
All right. Well, actually, that means you're the first one to act because he had 11. So,
Oh. Good thing I did dismount.
so you are the first one to act in all of this group as you arrive heroically here.
Alright, well, my cat will use its half of it. We'll get up to it, and then we'll pounce on it.
All right.
Yes, it does.
Go
My
ahead.
cat has so far not successfully completed a pounce, but we will give it another try. Oh, well, I think I'll actually hit, because that's a 22 to hit.
Yeah, that's enough.
So, okay, so we'll successfully pounce, which means that's a claw attacks, that's 1d6 plus 3. Okay, so it goes 1d6 plus 3 slashing. So it does 6 damage of slashing, and then the man has to succeed a DC 13 strength saving throw or be knocked prone.
All right. Well, the slash didn't kill him, and he almost lost his balance, but you see him managing to right himself from the attack.
Okay, and then because he hits... Oh no, if the target is part of the panther, can make one bite attack against it. Okay, no. So it doesn't make a bite attack. Audience can hit him, though. Which he will.
You are in melee range, yeah.
So audience will hit him.
Okay.
Or try to hit him.
Go ahead.
With a plus 8, so a natural 20.
That is enough to hit.
Alright. Audience is going to feel like using a Divine Smite might just kill him.
So he's going to
So-
use it.
So he is not going to use it. You know, he'll use a level 1. She can always bring this one back.
I'm just gonna, if you'll mind me, I'm just going to edit your character sheet to make appropriate adjustments to certain character details that don't seem to be accurate anymore.
What are you talking about? These are evil people.
Yeah.
Nothing more lawful good than smiting the heretic.
It's an evil cult.
So I'll hit him for... Audience will then hit him for 21 damage.
So you're using a
Level 1 Divine
level 1 Divine Smite, and there's only a difference of 3 hit points of damage in total.
Yeah, I rolled higher on the damage. Plus, he got technically hit for the 6 from my cat, so technically it was more because it was 27.
So, as you would expect, as you see him, I'm gonna hold back a little bit on the
I
divine
hold
energy.
back. You see my sword go glow a little less bright.
It just grows brightly. It's not blinding light, but it's just like a light spell, and just yes. Oh shit, he's down.
I'll turn to Jorg. I'll be like, Jorg, can you bring this guy back?
Yeah,
You too good to do it yourself.
you're the one that killed him.
Yeah, I feel like that would be a little rude to, I feel like I'm a taker of life in this fight. I don't need to be a bringer, I need Jorg
Wow.
to feel like he's useful.
Wow.
Oh.
So I would like to
Well-
mention that you both said something, and we're still in combat round, meaning that a full round went by. So he has one death save successful before anything happens.
He's gonna talk. He's just gonna bleed out.
Audience is going, Jork,
Well-
he's bleeding a lot. Jork, you might want to hurry.
Yeah, Jorg will get up, but
Jorg has
first
to catch up to him also.
he's caught up pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah. What skill is it to tie a rope?
They're gonna tie a rope around this man before we wait. He's gonna die.
Yeah, you gotta time up first.
That's what a bonus action's for.
Yeah, I could healing word as a bonus action. Saying I'll
Can't
I'll
healing
heal
word
him
as a
while I'm
bonus
timed.
Oh,
Which does
goodness.
technically stabilize.
So I.
Oh, actually, yeah, I'm gonna use medicine and stabilize him, but not get him up.
Okay. Make a roll.
I might have to edit Jork's character sheet too.
That's a 13.
13. Well, oh goodness. Considering that he's doing death save, I don't know. Is it
Anything above 10.
anything
works.
above 10?
Above
That's
10 stabilizes.
Yeah.
that's what I was
Oh.
gonna go look for. Yeah. All right. So it's enough. You're confident that your bandages are preventing too much blood from leaving his body. You do see that the bandages are turning red pretty fast, but he's stabilized.
Well, they can turn red as fast as they want, as long as he's
Man
not lit
again
up.
has like a large horizontal slash through his
All right.
And divine
Well-
burn on each side of the slash.
You know, when
you
you
know-
kill someone, you can choose to just knock them out, right?
Well,
He was just getting in the swing of things.
Just cricket bat it. Side of the blade. Just
Divine smite
Yeah.
cricket bat.
audience wanted to make sure he couldn't run away.
fair enough.
Which I guess
Oh,
I could cut
Can't
I
run
could-
away
I could-
without
I-
legs.
Yeah, I was gonna say I could technically cut off his legs, but I feel like that might not be lawful.
By the way,
I'm pretty
just
sure
so,
killing them isn't lawful good either.
Well,
You're not
no.
bringing
Killing them,
justice
that's the
very
paladins.
proper.
I mean, no, what do you mean? They're part of the hunter cult.
So
Remember, audience hates the hunter cult. They killed
How do you know they're
Captain.
part of... Are these guys... They're just...
Yeah.
These guys could just be the thieves.
I mean,
So-
still, they're
So as audience and Jorg are arguing the finer points of healing a captured enemy and then tying him off and not doing it in the other way, probably if any of you are trying to get to them, you'd probably arrive right now as you're hearing them both argue loudly about, no, healing up. Oh, what? Just want to tie? Oh, come on. All right, fine. I'll do the bandages. Pull on it really hard. And no, that's gonna. Come on, don't.
You just hear, you just hear audience yell, like, the man is dying, and Jordan killing, because you killed him.
I know for a fact that Raimi will be the last to arrive, as just for the audience's reference.
Okay.
I rolled to the side a natural 1 for Raimi's perception, so I like to imagine that he was going to start chasing, but then he tripped and fell into the dirt and mud, and spent a good amount of time cleaning the mud out of his eyes.
It's more that it was really confusing because you saw audience go in one direction and you started running in that direction, and then after a moment you saw him just sprint toward the other direction. Come on, and you just. But so Fisher would arrive. Fisher, are you trying to reach audience and Jorg that you can hear arguing in the distance?
yeah, probably.
All right. So as this discussion is being brought to an end about, come on, heal him. It's why are you so stingy on your spells? You probably
I
arrive.
can't heal him with a spell because I've got my wolves up. I'm not gonna let those guys go
Anna's
away.
about to
You can
use
use
his,
a non-concentration spell.
Anna's about to use
Oh,
his
yeah.
one lay on hand point that he's famous for.
Well, the guy is stable. What's going on?
We need to time up.
Okay.
Killed
I
the
will
other
tie
guy
him
and
up.
tried to kill this one too.
All right.
Yeah, let's
just roll a d20 for me to know how well you tie him up. Fisher, I'll give you proficiency because you're a sailor. So.
Oh yeah.
18.
All right. So you tie him up with an 18 proficiency roll. It's pretty good, you know. Audience, you've also been around boats, and wow, that's a nice knot.
Audience has also been
Well-
on knots. Knots
well-
that failed him.
Well, like, hey, I will remind everybody, including the audience, that Raimi and audience had a knot tying session,
We did.
like an educational lesson, like a few months ago.
After my knots failed me, as I mentioned.
So audience looked at the knot, and it's a pretty good knot. And Raimi arrives just at this moment to see that the knot, it's above average knot. It's a good knot.
I want to grab his rock before I wake him up. That black one with the symbol on it.
That's a good question.
Where's the other one?
Audience will kind of point and be like, where the blood is.
Okay.
Over there where there's blood,
Seeing as you are the one who knows where it is, do you want to go?
I'll tell my cat to go show you where it is.
Wow, you are.
What's with audience today?
You did your job, didn't you? You're done for the day? Is that what's going on here? I did my thing.
I'm dealing.
I'm done.
Listen, you didn't just kill the two rogues.
His
There's one strike for each of them.
His mount
and
is a
that's
cat. His mount is a cat. It's normal that he acts a bit like a cat. I did my job.
I
My
will
cat.
follow
my
the cat
I might
over,
need to kill this guy. I'm sending my cat.
over to the other body.
Yeah,
And
you can follow my
search
cat.
All right. Well, in that case, Fisher, that would be an investigation for you, and Jorg, that would be an investigation for you as well. You're both trying to find the rock.
That is a
Investigation. I got a 17.
18 and then 21 with Terranad.
Oh,
Because he is now on investigation.
yeah. All right. Well, Jorg, you found nothing.
Nothing.
There is no rock on this man. Fisher, you found a rock. There is a rock on
Nice.
this man.
Audience is suspicious, so he's gonna tell Jorg that we should probably just take all of his clothes if he can't find anything, and then he won't have anything on him, in case we missed it.
Well,
he's tied up.
You
So,
can take
like-
the clothes. Oh,
Okay.
but yeah, he's tied up. But
I'd have to.
Oh,
That's-
that is true. Audience will be like, it's fine.
okay.
Well, technically, Fisher went after the other corpse, so you'd get your moment before Fisher gets his moment and gets to tell you that he has a rock. So,
Fisher comes back to us discussing whether to strip the other rogue.
so you arrive in a discussion talking about disrobing a tied-up rogue.
Is the rogue conscious?
Right
No.
now, no.
I will just pick him up, sling him over my shoulder, and start walking back to the caravan.
Oh, I understand. Are we not bringing him back here?
What?
I mean,
No,
to interrogate him.
yeah. That's
We're bringing him back to the caravan before we interrogate?
I mean, that's what I assumed. Do you want to do it here? I mean, you guys weren't starting, so I assumed you were waiting to do it later, but
I mean, I don't think the caravan needs to see this. They're already on edge.
That's a good
okay.
point. Yeah.
Like,
Put him down.
look, he'll use all of his divine power to kill a man in one blow, but he's not a monster.
Monster, Jesus.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
I guess audience, because he doesn't feel like he feels bad for Drakenmemoria Jesus Belmont, will use 1 point of his lay on hands to bring this guy. Also, the man's at 1 HP.
After I put him down, I will search him for knives, or daggers, or sharp objects.
All right, so as you pick him up and then decide to put him down, and when you put him down, you realize that the bandages have failed and he has started bleeding again. So as audience is starting, who's looking for weapons?
Fisher.
I was.
Fisher. So as you're putting him down and starting to look for weapons, audience, you realize that he is bleeding again, and so you touch him for 1 point
touch
of
him.
healing.
He can come back at 1.
There could have been a knife under the bandage. I had to take it off.
Actually,
Man
that
comes
back,
back,
that might
the
be why he
man
started
probably
bleeding again.
Comes back with
That
a
was that.
massive wound and through his body, but at 1 HP. And I guess a couple bandages.
There's a torn bandage on him and blood pouring out, but he is alive, and his first reaction is, "What's wrong with you? Why are my clothes half torn off?"
Wolves.
Audience will go, "You're not the one asking the questions here."
There you go.
Make an intimidation roll for that.
Can
Audience.
I do that with advantage because I just killed him in a single blow?
Oh, but you bring up a good point. All right, yeah, I'll allow it.
Right. So
He was brought down with a single swing, and he's completely weirded out because you were obviously doing something really weird with his body.
I got a 14 intimidation.
14. All right, and he looks at you, and there's a moment of processing in his eyes, but then he doesn't say anything, and he just looks at you with a glimmer of fear appearing in his eyes. He rolled a 13 to try and push that away.
This will go. First off, who are you working for?
I mean, I'm pretty sure you already know. It's on my
Audience will-
shirt.
Audience will slap him. That's not the answer I want.
Hold on. Who does number 2 work for?
Audience will just slap. Which actually might knock him back out because he's at 1 HP.
It depends on how hard you want to slap him. There's the humiliating slap, which is just a...
I want it to hurt, but I don't want it to take an HP point.
No, make it take 1 HP away, but also use lay on hands to give him 1 HP back.
Again?
I'm not. That seems a little dark for audience.
And also, you could reward him for giving us information, and you give us more information by using lay on hands to heal him a little bit at a time.
Right now, audience is just slapping him.
All right, so you slap him. You slap him hard, but not enough to take a hit point out.
Then audience will go. The next one might prove fatal. Now, answer my question.
He looks at you, and then he looks at everyone else, and for some reason he sort of feels like he's in a Pink Panther movie. And he looks at the shirt that you just ripped off of him, right next to him, and he sort of just doesn't say anything, but he points at the shirt.
I just will look at the
There's
shirt.
the emblem of the Hunter cult on the
Alright.
shirt.
That is what I assume, but I wanted it to be confirmed.
It has a winky face, and you're not sure what that one means.
Alright. Then audience will be what will be like? Why were you sent to watch us? What is their plan?
Well, the plan. The plan is just to cover the roads leading up to the city. That's all they're asking us to do.
Who was the brute you mentioned?
He looks at you, squinting his eyes for a moment. So that where the rock's moving. It's a brute. What's difficult to understand about that? There's not a lot of possibilities on that. A brute.
How about you elaborate? Race, size, power. What is he?
Look, just give me the guy's stat block and we'll be fine.
Yeah, this is I need a D&D sheet handed to me with the man's stat block and his weaknesses. And then
Well,
then I can maybe let you.
Well, you are aware of the tribes that lives in the mountains? They're warriors?
Audience is gonna kind of look around at others if anyone else knows about the tribes. Because audience didn't really know about the tribes.
Meta-stat-wise, barbarians.
Okay. So they're a barbarian. Okay. Audience probably would somewhat know what those are. I mean, he lives in a mountainous region.
Yeah, you probably have some in your own tribe.
Fair enough. I'll be like, all right, what else do we want to ask him? I'm asking all the questions.
Well, yeah, you're the one who killed him.
When are you
You
guys
get to
planning
ask
on
the question.
attacking?
I'm gonna kind of pool the group. I'm gonna like look around the group in case they have any questions they want to ask.
When are they planning on attacking?
He
And
looks at
with
you.
what
Because you
number?
just said I'm the one asking the question, so he looks at you, sort of, is that the answer you want to hear?
Audience will just be like, answer my friend.
We're not
Oh, we're working
planning
with health.
to
If you
attack
give me a good
anywhere, anyone at any particular moment. We attack when we think it's the right moment. This can change a lot.
It sounds like it changed tonight.
Did the hunter cult know our location?
I mean, and he looks at his dagger. I think I was pretty clear on that.
All right, very well. Do they know where we're going?
Well, there's several groups of you.
Do they know?
I imagine that you are looking for us.
Where are you guys?
Fisher just comes in with the obvious question. Where are you guys? Where are your base located? Take me to your leader.
We're in the mountains.
All your
Yeah.
base are belong
Oh,
to us.
Wow. Audience is gonna slap him again. More specifically.
It's like, bitch, do I look like I'm fooling around?
Right. He looks at you, just uses his tongue to just rub on the inside of his cheek, and right.
Oh.
Cause
Does he have like a cyanide noise?
So I was gonna.
no, but he looks at you, right? Because your anger is so much worse than that of a god, huh?
Well, your god isn't here right now. I am. So, and I don't think your god will be that happy with you if you head to the afterlife right now after having failed your mission. So, up to you.
Oh, goodness. He doesn't manage to hide it, so you see it. His eyes darts to the dagger that he used that still has Jorg's blood on it, that is slowly being washed away by the rain. And he says, "Yeah, I failed in my mission."
I want to wipe the blood off of the dagger.
Well, I think it's already been wiped off. I don't think that's the point. I think it touched the dagger.
Mm-hmm.
What's that dagger do?
It's a dagger. You stick it into people.
What does it do with the blood? Why does it matter that you stabbed him?
It matters because now my god knows of you personally. And he looks at you, Jorg, when he says that.
I mean, I think the gods already knew us.
What kind of a god is he if he didn't already know somebody? Like, he's a god. He should be able to...
Oh, well, there's always a difference between knowing that a prey exists.
Audience will give Jorg a quick fist bump, like, join the club.
Yeah, feels good.
There's always a difference between knowing a prey exists and knowing exactly which one is your prey.
I do not fear your god.
That's why it's interesting to hunt you.
I will make sure it stays interesting.
He doesn't
Audience
respond. He just braces himself again.
Audience is gonna try and roll in another intimidation while saying, like, again, back to the subject of where you're located. And it's gonna try and basically intimidate him into telling him where it is.
Make an intimidation roll.
Okay.
It's not gonna be with advantage.
Yeah, that's fine. 15.
15. Alright. You get the feeling that you managed to rekindle a bit of fear in his eyes. You rolled better than his ability to push back the intimidation attempt.
Alright. Does he say anything? Or no?
So how did you formulate this question?
How did I phrase it? Audience will basically, like, draw his greatsword and basically, like, place it against... He won't push it in, but he'll basically place it against, like, one of the wounds of the man. It'll be like, again, back to the location of your base. I'll give you, let's say 5 seconds to answer.
Are you sure it's the location of the base that you want to know? And he looks in the direction of where the caravan is and says, or how long the monastery can hold.
Audience will
Why
go
not
with...
both?
Yeah, audience will go with, how about both? Or at it. I think both might just be enough to maybe let me spare you.
Okay. He looks at you, and there is defiance in his look when he does that, and he says, only a few days. And he rubs his neck on your blade, opening his throat completely.
Oh.
Cure wound.
Can I try and make a reaction roll to pull my blade away, or no?
Well, alright, that would be his dexterity against yours.
Yeah. I was gonna say, can I try and roll dexterity so he can't kill himself?
Who needs a cyanide pill when you offer them the blade anyway?
He's probably gonna beat me with a 10. I didn't roll very well. I rolled a 6.
he's dead enough, I doubt my.
No, I think this is like he's fully killing himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, his total is 10, so he's slashed his throat.
So he got a 10?
Total.
I also got a 10. What's his
Oh.
dexterity?
His dexterity is gives him a +3. He has 16.
Mine
dexterity.
also gives a +3, so we completely tie. So do we have to roll again?
Okay.
Like, so we have to roll again.
Oh wait, hold on. This might be the breaker. They might both be +3s, but are they both 16s?
What do you mean?
What is your actual dexterity
My
number?
my dexterity is actually 16.
His is 16 also.
Okay, and yeah, then
Yes.
then reroll
Yes.
these.
All right, we have to reroll again. All right, that time I got a 14.
That time I got a 17.
Ah, he does it. He kills himself.
So
Damn it.
there is a moment where you saw him move forward and you pull your blade and you thought it was enough, and then there's a moment where you realize, oh shit, he keeps going with his movement. Damn it.
He fully lunges in.
Yeah.
Alright. Well, how many did he say? 2 days? Till the monastery?
Only a few days.
Alright.
The thing is, you don't know what answer is that, but you did say right before both. There is a chance that both events will occur at the same time. But he could be telling you when it's too late in the mountains or when it's too late for the monastery.
Audience just looks down at the now dead rogue and goes, well, at least that saves me from a moral conundrum later. And walks.
That's right! You're so lucky! It's the second time that this happens!
I was just going, well, that saves me from a moral conundrum, I guess.
We are really not great with prisoners, are we?
No.
They don't usually want to kill themselves.
Well,
That's fair.
you have to remember that the priests were willing to blow themselves up.
They were. We should have
a good
expected that.
Yeah, but priests are usually, they're all about faith. That's their thing. This is just some dude.
Well,
Alright, well,
you have an information that might help you or not. You know that within their organization, there are priests and there are barbarians. Both are prone to go to extremes.
also, apparently they're rogues. But they seem to be.
I mean, I just want to point out that there is a very faithful rogue in the very party that you are suggesting that it's weird that they are faithful to a god. Just throwing that out there.
By the way, did we
Anyway.
have the stone on us this whole time?
Fisher found the stone.
Okay, are we sure we're not like pushing the talk button this entire time? That we're, like, conversation.
I don't
like
think
you got-
so. It was just in my pocket.
I mean, do we know if it's my leg?
Usually, I mean, most magical items you need to. The orbs we have are very, very
Secure.
advanced and not of this world.
Audience asks Fisher if you can see the stone.
Sure. I will hand
Audience
it to
will
you.
get the stone, and then he'll go, "Can anybody hear me?" Then I'll hold it up to his
Oddly enough, you do not get an answer.
All
Now
right.
that I actually handled it, can I make another Arcana check?
Yeah, sure.
Gambled it.
Okay, that's a 19.
Okay.
It's called a blending stone. It's like you put it in a bowl with a few
And it
other
just starts
ingredients.
bouncing around really fast.
So with a 19, it's good enough that you find familiarities between this stone and another stone that you are aware of, ascending stone. Ascending stones, however, have a limit in the number of time they can be used in a day. Judging from everything that Remy said, this stone might be able to go over that limitation. But in every other aspect, it really looks a lot like ascending stone. So if you want to know, it's actually an object in the Dungeon Master Guide. When you have it in your hand, you can cast the sending spell once a day.
If that is what I think it is, you need to be more intentional about. You effectively use it to cast a spell to communicate with somebody.
Alright. Well, we should hold on to it. Maybe someone will have a use for it. That's not us.
Usually, sending stones are attuned to a single other sending stone.
Ah. Alright. Anyway, how many days? Do I know how many days we are away from the monastery? Right now?
Right now, a day and a half.
Alright. I said, well, apparently we only have a few days till the monastery may fall, if that was the information you're trying to give, so we should probably hurry.
Yeah, that's seconded.
Is it over?
And
Okay, well, I need it to be over.
Yeah, so
we
we will head back.
we can end it. We can end it in a few minutes.
But yeah, I'd say, I guess, make sure there's nothing else on the guy, and then
All right. So,
I mean, hey, I was
leave
about
him to
say,
the
like,
wolves.
I mean,
all right.
Raimi was also interested in looking around, so I guess we're both looking.
All right. All right. So what you're saying is that you're. What are you doing right now?
Looting him before
Looting him.
leaving his body
I mean,
in the
there are
wilderness.
two dead bodies next to each other that have stuff on them. So,
Oh, right. Right.
Well,
right.
I mean, I already checked the other guy.
oh, okay.
They don't have much. They have their weapons on them, which is a short sword, a dagger, a few darts on them. There's the
Keep my
stone,
blood dagger.
and each of them has one potion of healing. And that's it. You really get the feeling that those were scouts.
I will take that one potion, and I don't really care about a dagger or short sword
Okay.
or darts. So
And they're wearing studded leather armor. In case you.
You know what? Since Raimi has recently cleaned out his inventory, like he'll just go ahead and take their daggers and short swords. Because why not?
Okay. Okay. Darts, you have. There are 16 darts in total. Which in this case comes in the form of throwing knives.
Jorg wants to take the dagger that it got stabbed with.
yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
It's a curved dagger. It reminds you of the claw of a mammal. All right. So, you take what is on their body and you head back to the caravan? All right.
Yep.
All right. So, you go back to the caravan, and since we have been told that this is the good time for the stream to end, we will end this as you all get back to the caravan, and you see all of the dwarf waiting to know what happened exactly. They heard screaming, yelling, arguing. So you mix with them and you tell them what you want them to know, which may not be everything that there is to know.
We're gonna pick up the pace a little bit, and I don't know. Are we gonna skip? We'll talk about that later. Probably. We might be skipping the city.
All right. So, this is where we're going to end tonight's session. So, thank you very much for coming. I didn't see anything written on the chat. Too bad.
There was a decent amount.
Oh, really? Oh, then it's my iPad that's, again, having problem with the chat. Oh, well, in that case, thank you for writing on the chat. I'm so sorry. I didn't see any of it. That's probably why when I activated it, it kept saying that the chat was not accessible. So thank you a lot for participating. I appreciate it very much. Sorry for not actually being able to say this as you were writing in. Okay. So thank you a lot for being there. Thank you a lot for watching. As always, if you enjoyed the show, you can support us by following us on Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube. You can also support us, support the stream by subscribing, making a donation, becoming a Patreon. All of these links you can all find below the window on one of the panels. There's one for each and every single of these media. And if you're watching this on YouTube, well, it's below the window in the explanation below the window. You'll find all of the links for each of these sites. If you're watching this on Patreon, well, you already have a way of making a donation, so just become a Patreon. And as always, if you want to help, you can always just spread the word, because the more of you there'll be, then the more fun it'll be to talk among yourselves in the chat, especially if I don't see it and I can't comment on it. So thank you all. Hope you'll be there for next Wednesday. Otherwise, if you forgot, we now have a rebroadcast on Friday. But thank you a lot. See you all next Wednesday. And as always, stay safe. And hopefully, if everyone acts properly, this might be among the last few times I wish you to stay healthy in those weird times right now.
Because once the pandemic is over, we don't care anymore.
No, you don't care. As long as you're watching and you're safe, I don't care if you're healthy or not. No, I'm saying. All right, well, have a good night or day, depending on where you are, and see you next time. Bye.
Tenai.